Psychology Eats. So what's eating you? It's hump day. Oh, great. It's hump day. Anyway, I don't know if anybody's ever been food poisoned. It is not fun. This is my third time being food poisoned. So the other day I was at a school that will remain nameless. Decided to get something to eat. Now I go to various schools, so don't even try to figure it out. Tried to get some. I was getting something to eat, so I got a grilled chicken, which I've had there before. And first bite was like, oh, something ain't right. But I swallowed it. Greedy. Well, not even. I'm hungry, so I'm like, okay, something. It ain't terrible, but it ain't right. So I knew it wasn't right. So then I picked this sandwich apart. It had lettuce, tomatoes, onions, mayo, honey mustard. So I kind of picked it apart and like smelled like the different levels of the sandwich. Nothing smelled putrid. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Let me take another little nibble. So I take another little nibble, and no, it's something ain't right. Okay, I said I'm done. I ain't eating it. I'm not going to eat it. So then an hour later, my stomach was like, oh, hell no. That bite you did take is going to end your life if you don't get whatever that was out of your system immediately. And because I don't have a gallbladder. And God knows He gave us that gallbladder for a reason. Not just for a season, but for a reason. So I don't even have my gallbladder to help break down stuff. Now, nurses and doctors, don't come at me. I'm telling you what I think my gallbladder was used for. My gallbladder was helping to break down fat and all kinds of other stuff. Bile that comes through your body. It helped to break it down to something. I don't know. I know without it, I don't have that function anymore. And it's been a problem. So anyway, that took me back to the first time I was food poisoned, and the second time, which was very traumatic. The first time, which is a bit of a little story, but the first time when I got food poisoned happened 20 something years ago. But I was at a flea market that I've been going to since I was a little girl. And my grandma always told us meaning, her kids and her grandkids, she had her favorite spot to eat at the flea market. And she was like, don't eat nowhere else but this spot. Because these are the only people I trust that their food is legit. Don't eat nowhere else. Alright, so for years and years and years, I never ate anywhere else. And we only got an Italian sausage sandwich from my all-time favorite flea market, which is called Cowtown in South Jersey. So anyway, my grandma passed away. And years later, I was probably in my late 20s. I don't know. I go to the Cowtown flea market, and I want a sausage sandwich because I'm going to get that every time I go. Because that's what me and Mama always did. And so I think I was with my mom. And my mom was like, oh, so the regular sausage place was packed. And so I was like, I'm not waiting. There's another sausage place right there. I'm going to get a sausage from there. So my mom looked at me like, okay, well, we don't eat nowhere else but over here. First of all, my mom ain't eat nothing at no flea market but a peanut that's in a shell. She never ate none of that stuff with us. So anyway, so I was like, I don't care. I'm getting a sandwich from over here because I needs to get me a sandwich. How you doing? I needs to get me a sandwich. So, hey. I said, so I needs to get me a sandwich, right? And so I get the sandwich from the other place. Girl. About 3, 4, 5 hours later, my stomach hurt. I never felt the kind of uncomfortable pain that came from that sausage. Everything came out both ends. It was disgusting. I was sick for days. Okay, that was the first time. So now, of course, I can never, once you experience food poisoning, whatever the source was, you can't eat it again. So, like, I could never eat, like, from that stand ever again. I would never. Same thing with this grilled chicken sandwich. Like, I can't eat from there anymore. Like, I cannot. Then the second time was at one of my favorite Chinese restaurants. Now I have to tell you, like, I had a relationship with this Chinese restaurant. Like, I knew their son since he was in high school. I know the family. They're like my people. I would help them when they would get their state inspections and stuff because they didn't always understand the language in the inspections. So I would be like, oh, this means that. Well, one day I get pork fried rice. I don't know what was going on with that pork. Maybe it's pork. I don't know what was going on with that pork, but hunty, I was so sick. I mean, sick. When you get rotten and food in your system, your body just immediately wants to get rid of it. And I could never eat there again. Like, I till this day, that was probably 10 years ago. I know it was because when it happened, the owner's daughter-in-law had just had a baby. So the baby was like not even 1 when the incident happened. And so what happened was about 3-4 months ago, I was near that Chinese place, and my husband likes a particular thing that they have at this Chinese place. So he don't go there anymore because of what happened to me. But he was like, "Oh, you buy a Chinese spot, get me that dish I like." So I'm like, "Oh my God, maybe they won't even remember me, but I'm gonna go back." But of course I'm, unforgettable. So the whole family was like, "Oh my God, like, what happened to you? Where have you been? How's how your husband?" Y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, we moved. I couldn't tell him. I still can't. I couldn't tell him why I stopped coming. And so then I was like, oh my God, how's your daughter? She's 8 years old. So I guess it's been about 8 years since I went. And I was like, wow. Even being there re-traumatized me because all I could think about was the food and how I got sick. But I just can't. Even when my husband ate the dish, I was like, oh, But that's my story of being, oh God. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't taste right, dispose of it immediately. Food poisoning could kill you. That's it, y'all. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I'm just, y'all look what I got. Another one of these damn patty pies. I was at Walmart the other day. I'm a nibble on her, honey. I don't really like I like the crust. But, yeah, food poisoning is, horrible. Horrible. Well, let me go, honey. It's sweater weather. It's chizzy out here in Pennsylvania. And